Can you hear me? There we go. All right, so we're returning to open session. Madam Clerk, could you please take the roll?
At 6:57, let me know. Mayor Miller,
Here.
Alderpersons Busker,
Is that microphone on?
Yeah, it should be.
Is it dial on?
No, it's not.
We're sorry, your call did not go through.
Technology, can't live with it, can't live without it.
Just glad Kurt's here. I was really like, what do we do?
I have a feeling you need
good thing somebody thanked him.
What's that?
Good thing someone thanked him for his efforts. Is it Sally?
To enable audio control, please enter your audio PIN followed by the pound.
Yes, sir. You must have got it.
Okay, let's try this again.
Okay, Mayor Miller is present. Do we have Alderperson Borneman? Can you hear us, Eric?
Yes, present.
McClanathan?
Present.
Ross?
Here.
Parker?
Here.
Busker?
Here.
Brashaw?
Here.
Mysick?
Here.
And Berberay.
Here.
Okay, we have one action out of executive session, which is item number 15, the first reading of ordinance 2020-29. Madam Clerk, would you please read this?
Ordinance appointing Randy Bucas as city manager.
So I am pleased to be able to say that we have a unanimous vote in the search committee that put forth the recommendation of Randy Bucas to the council. We have a contract negotiated and accepted. It's my opinion that Director Bucas is the right person for such a time as this. I believe that Director Bucas has a great knowledge of finances and especially when it's connected to all the issues related to COVID, as well as the floodway issues and the census and home rule. And Director Bucas is committed to Freeport. I believe those are high qualities among just a few of the things that I think Randy is very exceptional in. So we do have the very best person to fill this position. So council, comments?
Mayor?
Madam Mayor,
I'll defer.
Alderman Brashaw?
I'm in full agreement of everything you just said, and I'd like to make a motion to move ordinance 2020-29 forward.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion made by Alderman Brashaw, seconded by Alderman Busker. Is there any comments?
Mayor?
Alderman
Madam Mayor.
McClanathan?
I'll defer to Alderman Busker.
Alderman Busker?
Motion to suspend the rules.
Well, we have to first, let's finish the comments of, if you don't mind, Alderman McClanathan.
Thank you. I appreciate the comments that my colleagues have already stated in regards to this, and I want to add some comments of my own because, as I've stated multiple times, the selection of a city manager is one of the most important decisions that a city council makes. And in this process, I believe it's early March, around the time of early March, when Manager Bucas began as the interim manager. A search committee was put forth and had its first meeting in mid-March. I was part of the prior city manager search committee, and in that process, we did go with a search firm at that time. And in many ways, it was the intent, so we were setting up that we were looking at going that search firm route. Shortly after that first meeting, we had the significant impacts of the pandemic at COVID-19 that has altered all of our lives in many ways, including the operations of the city on a daily basis. And we've had to adjust in regards to that. During that period of time, Randy Bucas' candidacy did emerge, and the recruitment committee, which is comprised of the mayor, the entire city council, and then 3 public members, one who I note is an HR professional, one who is a CEO and president of a major employer in the city, and the other who's been involved in the financial institutions and also is a member of one of our important commissions with Police and Fire Commission here in the city, all unanimously decided to review Mr. Bukas's candidacy individually. I would note during this period of time, we were examining Mr. Bukas's resume, and I apologize for the length of time that this will take, but I want to note a few things. Mr. Bukas has been a 7-year credentialed manager from the International City-County Management Association. He's also been a long-term member of the Illinois City-County Management Association, including being on the State Board of Directors from 2013 to 2014, as well as 2015 to 2020. He is the secretary/treasurer of that association from 2020 to present. He was a recipient in 2015 of that organization's Service to the Profession Award, which is a statewide award. He was also the Downstate Association president, vice president, and secretary, and has held similar positions back when he was serving in another state in Ohio with the City County Management Association of Ohio, and has also been the vice president at large of the Association for Pennsylvania Municipal Management, and many other activities and professional associations throughout his 40-year career of public service. He's also involved in the Rotary Club here locally, as well as some other agencies and entities. Throughout his 40-year career, he's had experience in a wide range of departments and municipal backgrounds, anywhere from housing inspector and a housing rehabilitation specialist to an airport manager, a treasurer, a finance director, accounting director, a city administrator, village manager, and not to mention, while at the city of Freeport, our finance director, our deputy city manager, and our interim city manager. It brings a wealth of experience from multiple states and multiple areas. So that panel went through the process of reviewing his candidacy and having an interview with him. And at the ends of that, we also took into consideration the rapport that he has with the department heads and with the staff, the experience that we've seen with him over the last few years, the feedback that we've gotten from members of the community who have worked with him on various boards and associations and public-private partnerships, and received nothing but glowing reviews in regards to their interactions with him, as well as his commitments to the community as a whole. COVID-19 has significantly impacted the way that we're doing business right now. Their projected revenue shortfalls are in the millions for the city of Freeport. And to have an individual who has incredible detailed knowledge of the day-to-day finances, the long-term projections, the short-term projections, and what our budget actually looks like, what our services look like, and how our community operates is an invaluable asset to the community at this time. So the committee did make the unanimous recommendation to the city council that the position of city manager be offered to Manager Bukas. Sure, there's a cost element in regards to a search firm, but you're looking at not only COVID. COVID's going to have an impact. We're seeing the phase 1 impact right now in regards to the businesses that are shut down, but there's going to be a phase 2 impact the longer this continues to go on, which is those businesses that have been operating at 50% or less, or around that range. And then there's also going to be phase 3, and that is the public sector impact, and that's a phase that doesn't get noticed as quickly because until we're dealing with our budgets down the road here and the way that some of our finances comes in there, but there's going to be significant impact, and having someone here who from day one has an intimate familiarity with this city, our staff, our strengths, our weaknesses, in this unique time is uniquely situated to lead us forward in that regard. And frankly, coming out of this COVID situation, the next thing that we're dealing with is the census. We're in the middle of the census right now. That's coming up. What are the ramifications of our census results for this community down the road? How does that impact the public? How does it impact our services to the public? How does that impact our budget considerations? All of those are important decisions, and to have someone with his level of financial acumen in this position during that period of time is a great asset for the city. And I know I've used the word great asset multiple times, but I don't believe it's an inappropriate use. So to put an end to the comments, I would note that while obviously this pandemic is unusual and it's thrown everything for a loop, this recommendation is a positive, diligent, and deliberative decision by that body as a whole. And frankly, I can't think of someone who meets the qualifications coupled with the challenges and opportunities that are facing the community in these unprecedented times than someone more than Randy Bucus. And so I wholeheartedly support the recommendation of the recruitment committee and look forward to voting in favor of this ordinance. Thank you.
Madam Mayor,
Alderman Ross.
I'd just like to say, with everything that Alderman McClanahan had just said, is very true. I just feel honored right now to say I'm so happy we have a real city manager. Thank you.
Are there any other comments, Council?
Mayor,
Alderman Borneman?
I'd like to withdraw my earlier comments and insert McClanahan.
Okay.
Now, just kidding, but that was really well said, Pete, and it summarized what I was trying to get at earlier. And thank you for that. That's all I have.
Thank you. Well, we have a motion on the floor made by Alderman Brashaw, seconded by Alderman Busker to move the ordinance. Oh, Alderman Parker.
I wanted to personally thank Peter for chairing the committee, and listening to him is a good reason he chaired it. He did a great job, and it's one of the few appointments I've been involved in my whole life that I feel 110% behind, that it's a win-win for everybody, and thank you, Randy.
Sorry about that, Alderman Parker.
Let's get used to it today.
So once again, we have a motion made by Alderman Brashaw, seconded by Alderman Busker to move ordinance 2020-29 on to the next meeting.
Madam Mayor?
Alderman Brashaw?
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
We have a motion made by Alderman Brashaw, seconded by Alderman Parker for the suspension of the rules. Suspension of the rules is non-debatable and was passed by a 2/3 majority. Madam Clerk, would you please take the roll on the suspension of the rules only?
Busker,
Aye.
Brashaw,
Aye.
Mysick,
Aye.
Berberay,
Aye.
Borneman,
Aye.
McClanathan,
Aye.
Ross,
Aye.
and Parker.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Okay, so now before you, Council, is the final passage for ordinance 2020-29. If there's no further discussion, Madam Clerk, would you please take the roll?
Busker,
Aye.
Brashaw,
Aye.
Mysick,
Aye.
Berberay,
Aye.
Borneman,
Aye.
McClanathan,
Aye.
Ross,
Aye.
and Parker.
Aye.
The ordinance passes 8-0.
Thank you, and congratulations, Director Bucus. So, thank you, and on to the item of, would you like to say something? I'm sorry.
That's nice.
I'm really sorry. Go ahead.
Never put a microphone in front of me. I'm not afraid to speak. But I'd just like to thank the council and you, Mayor, and the search committee for your confidence in me. I look forward to working with all of you for a number of years and keeping the city moving forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you. If there's nothing else, I will take a motion for adjournment. We have a motion made by Alderman Parker,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Ross. Madam Clerk, would you please take the roll?
Parker and Ross, that was. Busker,
Aye.
Brashaw,
Aye.
Mysick,
Aye.
Berberay,
Aye.
Borneman,
Aye.
McClanathan,
Aye.
Ross,
Aye.
and Parker.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you. Have a